The reason I chose to do my topic on sodium is because I have learned a little bit about sodium from my other classes, because it just so happens that sodium is an element on the periodic table of elements. So a little bit about the background of sodium is that sodium was discovered by an Englishman named Humphrey Davy in 1807. He discovered it using a process of electrolysis, which is the splitting of elements using electrons. The word sodium comes from a combination of the English word soda and the Latin word natrium, which is the origin of the symbol Na, which is what shows up in the periodic table of elements. So, with the significance of sodium, our bodies use sodium to help nerves and muscles function properly, and most importantly, keep the right balance of fluids inside and outside of the cell. Sodium is so significant because it is combined with another mineral called chlorine to create salt so that we can consume it. Thus the name NaCl, or sodium chloride. Salt is used in almost every chemical reaction inside of our bodies, so we need it to survive. So some negative effects of sodium. First would be having too much sodium. So if you consume too much sodium, then your kidneys will have trouble keeping up with the excess sodium in the bloodstream. In order to dilute the excess sodium consumed, the body has to hold on to more water, which increases the amount of fluid surrounding the cells and the amount of blood in your bloodstream. This means that the heart has to work more, and there's more pressure on blood vessels, resulting in high blood pressure. On the other hand, you can also have not enough sodium. This can lead to a condition called hyponatremia, which can cause nausea, vomiting, dizziness, muscle cramps, and if not treated, it can even lead to shock and coma. So for how much sodium we should consume and foods we find it in, the main foods to get sodium in are from salty foods, and this makes sense because, as I talked about earlier, sodium is the main component of salt. The United States Institute of Medicine recommends getting 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day. And you could easily do this by having a lean 12-ounce boneless steak, and that's just to get the daily recommended value. Although there is a recommended value of sodium, how much sodium is actually based on how much we sweat. So someone that's an athlete and runs a lot is going to need more sodium daily than someone who is not active, and that just makes sense. And so in conclusion, now we can see that consuming sodium is important for our bodies, but there are also consequences for consuming too much or too little. If you just focus on eating healthy, then you'll get the daily sodium value amount that you need to replenish what you have lost daily. And so with that being said, I would recommend staying away from fast food places because their foods are very high in sodium, and in just one meal it is easily to go over the recommended value. So like in the picture with the Big Mac and the fries, that would equal the daily value, and that's just for one meal. And then here's my references for where I got my things.